everyone, and welcome to episode 98 of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast. I'm Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Dav Gay,
Hi.
and Zach Hamilton. It's been a while.
That was a wave. That was a wave for the listeners.
Oh yeah. We are a podcast, so we should point out that Zach did, in fact, say hello through the medium of waving. How you doing, gents?
I'm good. I don't think anyone's as good as you are, though, right now, Johnny.
It's been a while. I think. So basically, what happened was just before we started this podcast, me and Zach were talking about the song. Zach, what's the song called again?
Big Al has just given us the name of it. It's called Horny 98.
There we go.
Only just found out. Johnny only just found out the lyrics for that song,
Well,
which I find pretty wild.
I didn't like the best thing as a kid. I could never really understand what was being said. So I just thought it was like. I was like, this is a great song. And then Rosie pointed out like a year ago.
Be My Money.
Yeah.
My money.
Oh, body. My body. Like, anyone would have worked. But
Yeah.
I'm Horny also is just the best. I think that's the best one. But also quite shocking. I like it. When did it come out?
Hey,
What year?
that was 1998, man.
Was it 98? There we go.
Well, I assume so. I assume that's why it's called Horny
Yeah,
98.
I mean, it'd be kind of awkward if they were like,
Well, no,
Horny 98.
Well, maybe it was in preparation for 98. Maybe it was like 97 it actually released.
Oh, yeah. I'm
it's
horny
like-
for 1998.
I'm not quite ready yet, but wait till next year.
I am edging my way to 1998.
Oh, you doing, gents?
The Video Games Ahoy Podcast.
In all fairness, yeah, we are Video Games Podcast. We've been away. I was on my honeymoon for nearly 2 weeks. Dav had a birthday. Zach was like painting and decorating.
I got paint on my hands.
We've been busy boys. Yeah,
It's definitely paint.
yeah.
I'm painting. Yeah, we all believe you.
So yeah, we've been away. But
I've been spending the last 6 weeks masturbating.
Yeah. He just comes out and says it. That's just I appreciate the honesty. But yeah, it's nice. I mean, Dav, you've been very busy, but I don't know if we can talk about it now if you want. We can talk about it later.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm gonna pass on to Dav because he got some very freaking cool news.
I'm a game developer.
He is.
I can't believe that. That's so crazy.
It's
dude.
awesome.
Like, that's so sick.
I've got a job. Starting in August, I'm going to be a narrative designer
Nice.
for an indie studio owned by 505 Games.
That is genuinely so cool. Like when you said that, I was like, what? That's amazing. Seriously, man.
Yeah,
That
it's
is-
pretty bonkers.
I
It's
took-
like literally a dream job.
I told a couple of my
Literally.
friends, and they were just like, "Holy shit, that's amazing!" Seriously, man. You must be so chuffed to get started.
I'm well chuffed. I'm a bit nervous. At the studio, there's one narrative designer who's the lead narrative designer, and then I'm going to be her underling.
Yeah.
So it's just two of us. So hopefully I should get some creative input in there as well.
Are you going to be like Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. Only in complexion. 'Cause
Yeah.
work from home. I'll be going in the studio once every 6 weeks, but I'll be working from home, so that tan I don't have already is going to even drain even more. But yeah, I'm really excited, and messaged her being like, any recommended reading ahead of getting to work on this game? And she was like, bum, 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 enjoy. I was like,
Nice.
okay,
Yep.
good. So my Kindle is now fully loaded with sci-fi.
That's awesome. It's just,
Yeah.
Oh well. Do you know what? I think we'll all have to play it. Whenever the game comes out, I think we're gonna have to play it and be like, this is the Dav experience.
Yeah.
Like sexually, I've been wanting that for so long. So now I'm just gonna get in game form.
And Big Al's right. I do have more big news. We've got a puppy.
What?
Oh,
What's your puppy called?
His name is Bear.
Oh.
He's
Grills?
Because we're big fans of Bear Grylls, always have been. I've got a tattoo of Bear Grylls on my back. Sadly, the tattoo artist misunderstood, so it's a grizzly and George Foreman.
I tried convincing someone before that Bear Grylls' name is actually Bear Grylls.
Big real.
He's Norwegian.
That makes more sense.
He's Norwegian. Beg.
Makes more
It's
sense.
Beg. Rills.
Hello, my name is Bear Grylls. Yes, I was going to say, I think he was 10 weeks old today. He is 10 weeks old today.
That's
not
so
Bear Grylls.
cool.
the puppy Bear. He's very lovely and silly, and yeah, I'm very enamored with the pup. And because I was going to be working from home with the new job, it just made sense. Alice and I are both working from home, so.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that is genuinely awesome news. Seriously, I didn't know about the puppies. That's doubly awesome.
Incidentally, there is a dog in The Last of Us 2 that's also called Bear.
I'm sure I've not played it, but I'm sure that dog probably dies.
That dog does. You know what? I'm just gonna say that dog has a. No, I'm not gonna.
That dog is a journey.
You play fetch with it, so that's good.
You do play fetch.
Oh, that dog dies.
That dog dies. That dog dies so much.
So dies. If you play fetch
it dies
with a dog,
in the worst way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I assume it comes back as a zombie. The dog.
Right. No.
That's Last of Us 3.
I just really enjoyed Dav asking if it comes like a zombie, just silence. Like, does it? Like, I don't remember.
No,
it
does sound like.
It does sound like a game where there is zombies. It sounds very likely. Okay, gents, should we just get into the news? Should we just talk about the news? But by the way, we are a video game podcast. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Google, all those places. Boom, done. Let's get into the news. We've got quite a lot of things to cover. Because we've missed 2 weeks, and apparently everything was happening in the video games world. So I've tried to go back maybe 10 days, but there will definitely be stuff I've missed. Yeah. We'll start with the Nintendo Direct, because there was a kind of Nintendo Direct, almost kind of, and I really enjoyed it. I watched it on the plane. I watched it as I was landing. I watched it not to get and it was good. I enjoyed it. And had no first party games. And it was really funny. Obviously, it's this is a Nintendo third-party Direct with only third-party games. Don't expect any first-party games. And everyone's like, Bayonetta is going to be there. It's I don't think you understand reading. That's not how reading works. That's just not. But it was quite good.
We did see Mario Rabbids.
We did, but I guess, it is.
Ubisoft game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the weirdest one. I think that is the weirdest one, because I guess Ubisoft came to them and were like, "Can we please do something that's good?"
I love that story where Miyamoto was like, "Absolutely, but the one rule is Mario can't jump."
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a Mario game, make it weird. Mario can't jump. Do whatever with it.
Yeah.
I don't follow Tyler.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about games. I'm gonna rattle through them again. We'll do this thing as we normally do. Stop me if you want to chat about it or even acknowledge it, like Roman Reigns. You can acknowledge. I
try not to acknowledge Roman Reigns.
Yeah, me too. I hate the fact that he's still champion. Anyway, sorry, Zach.
So boring.
Okay, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I'm going to acknowledge this because apparently it's a really good game. But I've never played a Monster Hunter game because I played one for 5 minutes and thought this is not for me. But apparently people are really excited, really hyped.
It got really good reviews. It's hitting an 87 this expansion.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it's
really good stuff.
Yeah, it's just been Monster Hunter on the Switch has just been really solid. People have loved it. It's great. I guess did it come out last year?
Yeah.
It's weird because I don't know what year it is. Oh, exactly. Dav's pulling a face where he's like, "Is it this year or last year?"
I think it did come out last year.
I think it did. Yeah.
Summer maybe.
Yeah,
and then it came out on PC in January or something.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it came on PC. But yeah, I won't play it, but I'm really happy for people. And just because I don't play it doesn't mean it's not a good thing. So yeah, it looks very good.
Jonny doesn't play lots of good games.
There's lots. I play lots of bad games. I'm a bad boy. Next game, Nier. Nier Automata. Okay,
that's pretty cool.
Right. Hear me out.
Yep.
Square Enix does two things. Okay, they port a PS4 game, and then they use the cloud to port a PS2 game. I don't understand Square Enix because this game is way harder to make and port than Kingdom Hearts was. It makes no sense because this actually is quite a challenging game. I don't know if it's. I'm tempted to play this game. I'll be honest, but I would probably not play it on Switch. If I was going to play this game, I'd probably play it on Xbox, PS5. But
Square Enix is the most annoying for doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
I think they're really cool. I love a lot of their games.
Yep.
But some of their weird decisions
Yep.
are really, really bizarre.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next game, which was Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I don't remember this one, but I don't
Looked
recall.
nice.
Yeah, I don't recall any bad games there, so I'm just gonna accept that it was good, and I've forgotten it. Super Bomberman R2, D2.
R2.
Yeah.
D2.
This is because Super Bomberman R was one of the few games that came out on Switch at the start of its life cycle, right?
At launch, yeah, I reviewed
Yeah.
it actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gave it quite a low score because it was fundamentally broken.
How was it?
They patched it like ages after, but it was that thing of like you'd be doing a 4-player match, one person with 3 AI, right?
Yeah.
Now there was only one AI in the game, so whatever decision one character would make, the other character would make the same decision. So as soon as they both crossed paths, they were instantly on the exact same path for everything. So then you'd be 1 against like 3 that's like mega Bomberman, like trying to come after you the whole time, and it's so stupid. And yeah, just fundamental flaw in the game.
Yeah, it's
such an oversight.
That seems very stupid. Very, very, very stupid. It looked kind of cool. I've never played a Bomberman game. I don't think I will start, I'll be honest.
Bomberman is really fun, especially when there's like people playing all the characters. So fun. And now you can like make your own battle grades. That honestly, if this game was free, which maybe it should be, free to play, it would be such a hoot.
We'll move on to Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. Lots of, I think didn't we come before and say there was like 50 Mega Man games? I think on a quiz question many years ago. Yeah, this is like a collection of 10. So if you like Mega Man, then
it's a cheeky 10 though.
It is a cheeky 10
because after like the second one, they started releasing them as sets of 2, like Pokemon.
Oh, I see.
So it's like Battle Network 1, Battle Network 2, and then it's like Battle Network Blue and White. They're separate games.
Yeah.
Battle Network, whatever. So, but I remember playing the original on GBA, and my kid's head was blown. That was like my JRPG. After Final Fantasy 9, that was the next one where I was like, whoa, games can be like this? Especially on GBA. It looks great.
Yeah, people really love Mega Man. Like, genuinely love Mega Man. I've never played one. Before. Apparently they're supposed to be great.
Well, these Battle Network games are like tactical RPGs.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. They're
Amazing.
not the just classic side-scrolling stuff.
Speaking of your kid? I think Dad's got something to tell us. Pac-Man World Repack.
I hate the name.
That's a game.
I hate the name. I hate the name so much.
Apparently the game's not that bad. Like, it's not brilliant. It's not Super Mario 64, but it's not bad.
It looked like some fun ideas, but why are you calling it Repack? What does pack mean?
I don't know. I really
Remake.
don't know. I don't know. Yeah, why could they...
Who was asking for that? Who was like, oh yeah, the Pac-Man game again? Who was it for?
I don't know. It's
one of those franchises that like it never beat the first one. The first Pac-Man is still the best Pac-Man.
Yeah.
There are some cool games out there, but like there isn't one better than Pac-Man.
People are fuming though because Ms. Pac-Man's not in it.
I was going to say,
yeah,
Ms. Pac-Man is actually pretty good.
Yeah, she's not in it apparently because there's like
What?
there's loads of I can't remember. I read it this morning. I can't remember exactly what it was. There's like 2 lady Pac-Man, I think. I don't know. I don't know enough about the game, and I think like I don't know. I'll have to read up on it anyway. Is what I'd say because I definitely clearly have not read up enough on it. But it's something to do with there's like the copyright is not there, so she can't be in the game. So they've had to take her out, and people are fuming, and she's been replaced with another Pac-Man lady. I don't know. I don't want to. I can't really say much more than that. I'll tell you what game I really did like the look of though was Blanc.
Oh yeah, the one with the wolf and the
I think it was like a wolf. Was it like a wolf and a deer,
Fox?
a fox, something
Oh
like
a fawn, and a wolf cub.
There we are. It looked really lovely. It looked like Goose Game, but you're not playing a little prick, basically. But it looked nice. I liked it. I really enjoyed that. Then we had Return to Monkey Island, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But very excited. I think that this will be one of my best friends used to play Monkey Island as a kid. He loved the series. I've never played one before. I used to watch him playing it, which is a very weird experience as a kid playing those types of games. But it was fun. It looked great, and I might pick it up.
And Dav Weeks is definitely going to pick it
Oh,
up.
100%. Dav Weeks is all over that.
He's our point and click boy.
He's a point and click boy. Then we had Marin Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which looks Chef's Kiss. That's what it looks like.
Give me that game.
Yep. That game, it looks great. I really love it. I mean, a bit sad that Yoshi's not in it anymore. They've removed all trace of Yoshi.
Huh.
But
Yoshi was like the best character.
Yeah, Yoshi was great in the first game.
Maybe that's why they took him out. He was a bit OP.
Well, they brought Bowser in now. They brought Bowser.
Why replace? Replace? Just add.
Add. Yeah, add. But do you know what? It looks great. Like, it actually looks like it could. And by looks, I mean the graphics. It looks like it could be one of the best looking games on the Switch. It genuinely looks gorgeous. They've done an amazing job. And it's, again, so weird that two of Ubisoft's best games of the last 10 years are not even, like, actually fully blown Ubisoft games. It's just mad. But yeah, I can't wait till that comes out. Really excited. Little Noah, I'm assuming it's to do with an arc. I don't Little Noah, Scion of Paradise. I don't remember this one. Some of these are like really small indie games, and I apologize for not remembering them, but I misremember many things.
Like a side-scrolling action-adventure thing.
There we are. That's exactly, as Dav says, it was one of those things. Then we had Railgrade, and that was like a little rail simulator, which actually looked kind of cool. I used to have a railway track as a kid. I used to build...
that game did look cute, didn't it?
It did look kind of cool. Then we had RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. I'm going to skip through some of these now because I don't remember them, is basically what I'm getting at. Oh, Sonic Frontiers. It actually...
Oh, yeah.
It looks okay on Switch. Like, I don't know.
It feels like they're like 10 years behind the fans, because the fans have been making games of that genre since 2012. Some great examples. You go on YouTube and look at like fan-made Sonic games, and it's like, okay, they're not done, but they're like proof of concept type stuff. And I have to be honest, this new one, Frontiers, is that the right?
Yep.
It feels like another one of those, but 10 years after the fans who love Sonic figured out that. Because I think it's a good idea. I think having that broad. The problem with Sonic for me in broad strokes is that like the whole point is to go fast. But if you're going fast, in a small environment, that's obviously dumb, like in the old games.
Yeah.
Or B, just going fast for the sake of going fast, like Sonic Adventure and like the 3D Sonics, where it's just kind of like on rails. You're just sort of pushing forward. I don't really see the point in that either. I get the point of the old Sonics is you're supposed to play it and play it and play it so that you get to the point where you can run around, and so like that's the whole thing. But I gotta be honest, I would only do that with like a handful of my favorite games. It's not like the standard. I don't think they're like. That's not the point for when you first pick it up. So I don't know. I feel like it's a good idea, but I just feel like they're sort of late to the party on their own IP, which is crazy.
I don't think it's a great irony, really, that as you say, like Sonic's been behind its own fans like the Sonic creators have been behind their own fans for what feels like 20 years now, because like the best game wasn't even made by them. The best recent game, which is Sonic Mania. I've never played it. I'm just using Dav's words because he's told me like many times it's.
Well, everyone says that, right? Like
so
everyone's
good.
like, Sonic Mania is what they actually like.
Yeah,
we live in a world where Sonic is a film franchise.
Yeah.
And not a game franchise.
And it's enjoyable films. I actually really enjoyed the first film. I'm quite excited to see the second one. It's just fun, silly. But yeah, I don't know. I said this in our group chat the other day. I just don't know why they're not making it. If they want to do something like this, just make it like Sonic Adventures like 3 or something like that. I don't know. It just.
Don't do that.
I don't know what they're trying to. It just feels weird that like they're trying to do this like sort of like real life kind of game, and I'm like, that's not. I don't know.
What they need to do is make a 2D side-scrolling Sonic game, but with 3D graphics.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a 3D Sonic, people enjoy 2D Sonic.
Yeah.
If you really want to make it 3D and try and appeal to a broader audience, just make it look 3D.
Yeah.
People will play it.
I guess this was always going to be the problem with Sonic, though, wasn't it? Because like when the whole thing was Sonic was built on being cool and fast. It's like once you make it into a 3D game, it's like okay, Sonic has to go fast. You kind of like you can't really stop, and then you see
Just remember that Sega do what Nintendo.
Yeah, which is make trash games all the time. Just trash Sonic games, I should say, because Nintendo don't make Sonic games. Anyway, what do we got next? Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Next.
Live Alive. This actually looks kind of cool.
Baby.
And they dropped a demo. 3 chapters you can play. And I didn't realize you could play them in any order. I didn't realize it was just like...
Yeah, so Live Alive is... Zach, do you know what Live Alive is?
I'm just looking it up now because I don't... I watched the...
So it's a remake... A remake of a turn-based JRPG that only released in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's 7 different stories in complete different settings. So one's like a Wild West setting, one's a sci-fi space setting, all the rest of it. And you play them all in any order. And they, I think they have like different mechanics in there as well. So you've got 7 like pretty different turn-based JRPGs with sort of one overall high concept. Slapped it all together, turned it into a game back in like the 90s. The early 90s, and then so bringing out this month. Ooh. So
I was gonna say it's like a week before Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is kind of silly because the same people will be buying those 2 games. I am really intrigued by this more than like Octopath Traveler. Actually, I'm more intrigued by this because apparently as well this is pretty much the dev team that went on to make Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Trigger is considered to be one of the greatest games of all time. So I am really excited. Apparently, it was quite ahead of its time. In the 90s, it was just doing really wild things, and people were just like, "Oh, what is this?" The games.
That's the thing as well. Octopath Traveler seems like, obviously I haven't played Live Alive, seems like a poor man's Live Alive.
Yeah.
It seems like what they were trying to do is make a sort of modern Live Alive based on what I've seen and heard about Live Alive. It wouldn't have Live Alive lost all meaning now. Live Alive.
It wouldn't have surprised me if they'd gone, oh wow, Octopath Traveler sold really well and did really well. We have this game which people in Japan loved. Why don't we just do the same thing? I can't imagine if they've got the system there to make it, which they have, which has done it with loads of games now. Keep them coming. See it again, Square Enix. Do more things like this.
Well, the fun thing is, apparently they have a department where someone will just go have an idea and go, "Hey guys, should we? What about Live Alive?"
Yeah.
And then they go, "Yep, okay then." Like, I would totally not be surprised if like someone puts a hand up and goes, "Can we remake this this year?" And they're like, "Oh, only 12 people bought that back in the 80s. Sure, let's do that."
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on. There was Minecraft Legends.
Yeah, I need to see more. I think.
Yeah.
To get an opinion on that.
Dragon Quest Treasures wasn't really for me, to be honest. But
it's like Dragon Quest Pokemon. So there was a Dragon Quest Monsters series that was on DS and maybe other platforms as well.
Yeah.
Where like instead of defeating your enemies, you can like capture some of them, and then they become your allies. So you can have like a slime as an ally. You can have like all the rest of them. And it seems like a really cool idea. I think the trailer was a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
And I do want to see more to get an opinion on it.
Well, let's just run through these last ones because I think so we had Portal, the Companion Collection, which actually released, and it's only like 16 quid as well. That is a really good deal. It's a really good deal for like two great games. Harvestella, which was the bonkers, but actually kind of cool.
Square Enix?
Yeah, Square Enix again. Apparently it's Final Fantasy meets Stardew Valley kind of thing. Like that's the kind of vibe they're going for, which sounds kind of interesting at least. And then finally, obviously the biggest thing of the day, which was Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal. I've genuinely been putting off playing Persona 5 for like 2 years in the hope that it would come to Switch. I'm just not going to buy it now, which is going to be really funny. But no, I when I saw it, I was like, well, I'm really happy. There's nothing else to say. I'm really happy because I was never going to it takes 130 odd hours to beat that game, to Persona 5 specifically. I was never going to play that on PS5 or the Xbox. I would just lose. It's a massive JRPG story. If you have a stopping point, there's no way you're getting back into that game. At least for me, anyway. So now that I got on Switch and I can just keep dipping in and out of it all the time, I'm super excited. I think that's awesome, and it's about time. It's about time. We're going to move on to another Nintendo game, and then we'll talk about some other small stories, and we'll talk about games we've been playing. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 had a massive deep dive, 20 minutes of gameplay and story stuff, and it looks great. It looks a lot darker than 2, which a lot of people would like. 2 put a lot of people off because the anime style, like not the anime style, the animation style, I should say, rather than the anime style, because the people loved the graphics in the first game. And 3 kind of feels like maybe it's more like 1, and the story. I mean, the whole story. I don't want to go into it too much, but like, it just seems a lot darker. Because I know some people are like trying not to talk about the story too much. So I won't say much more than that, but it seems a lot darker than 2, which it's very interesting. I can't wait. It's coming out in like 3 weeks.
Mad.
Genuinely can't wait. Not wait.
They announced it like early this year, maybe late last year.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago. Maybe in the last 6 months.
And I was like, oh, sweet. Okay, I'll have to make sure I play Xenoblade Chronicles 1 at least before that comes out.
Yeah.
Haven't even picked it up.
And then they moved it forward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be September, and then they were like, let's just move it to July. But that's it from Nintendo. They didn't do any other first-party games. We have to assume there are more first-party games coming up for the rest of the year because there's just so many rumors swirling around at the moment. We haven't got a Zelda game. There's been a Zelda game coming out every single year for the last 10 years, I think. So there will be a Zelda game at some point, I believe. I say I believe. I'm not saying it with any background information. I just think it's going to happen. A quick 2 games I want to talk about really quickly, and this is from about 10 days ago, so you'll have to bear with me. We had a new trailer for the new Final Fantasy VII game, which is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which looked... Oh my god, I'm so happy about that. That's next year, right? Did it say next year? Next Christmas? Sorry, it said next winter.
It did.
So it could be...
Winter 2023.
Yeah. So it could, it might not make 2023, like, in the sense that it could get delayed.
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, I'm hoping it comes out in December 2023. I'll be very excited if it does. And then we had Crisis Core as well, which I was really excited about. That's coming out this year, and it's coming out on pretty much all the platforms. So, gonna get that on Switch, because it didn't look that graphically intensive. It was on a PSP for crying out loud, so, yeah, excited.
Yes, I'm pretty pumped for playing this one where you play as the other guy. What's his name?
Zach Fair, I think his last name is.
Pretty pumped for playing that. I'll be honest, the trailers for both meant nothing to me. They meant absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah.
I really, 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 really enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remake and Integrate. So whatever is coming out along those lines, I'm playing. But those trailers meant absolutely nothing to me. And they actually didn't hype me at all for the games, because it's all like, oh, remember this? No.
Well, I think they've fully... I can't say too much, because the Final Fantasy VII Remake, there was so... It went batshit crazy at the end of that game, to the point where I don't really want to say anything, because it did just... Yeah, it did so many crazy things. I'm really excited. I can't wait. All right, cool. We got like 3 stories left, and they're kind of like not the same thing. We can kind of talk about them as one big topic, but definitely 2 of them together. The first one is that So this is a really funny story from last week. So did you guys see the tweet by Electronic Arts where they were talking about single-player games?
Yeah.
I've never seen like the gaming community unanimously just completely agree and say, shut up. What do you talk? Like, some of your most successful games recently and your best reviewed games recently have been single player games. Like,
what was the tweet, Jonny?
It was basically FIFA. EA said there are 10, but they only like playing single player games, and obviously everyone went, what? Like, this is and then they actually backtracked the day after and said, yeah, we got this one wrong. Like, single player games are awesome. I was like, I don't know. EA, man. Such a weird company. Like,
why do these corporations feel like their Twitter profile have to be likable? Why do they feel the need that to like be these personas that we don't care about them? And like last month, right, Pride Month, all these companies put these massive corporate rainbows on their profiles. July 1st, nope,
gone.
Rainbows go
Nothing.
Gone. I watched this really funny video of this person just watching a montage of all these different companies just removing the rainbows from their logo.
Oh, I saw that as well.
Banners, and it's like, what? What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And it's just like it's just such corporate bullshit. And do we expect anything less from EA?
No.
Than just being so tone deaf.
Yeah. I read Jason Schreier's second book about video game companies failing or being closed down when I was on my honeymoon. Not Blood, Sweat and Pixels. I think that's his first one. Anyway, and EA obviously featured quite a lot. And just the cold nature of it all. You are totally right. And the weird thing is as well is I can kind of accept it from companies where the head honcho is kind of like at least kind of cool, like Xbox, where like Phil Spencer goes on Twitter and says those things. You don't see that from like EA. You just you don't see it from Activision. You don't see any of those things. You're like, you are just being either told. It's just bullshit. But yeah, it was quite funny to see them being dunked on. What was less funny was seeing, I believe, Ron Gilbert of Monkey Island fame, basically receiving like a whole barrage of personal attacks because people did not like the way the game looked. They don't like the graphics. Like, that's it. He's getting like abuse because people don't like the graphics. And to tie in with this as well, Cory Barlog had to like tell fans to shut the fuck up because people were like sending like messages, like threats to people involved with Santa Monica.
To some of the female developers.
Like genuine, like because the game wasn't announced when people thought it. The game didn't get a release date when people thought it was. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Also, God of War isn't delayed.
No,
no one said it's delayed.
Cory Barlog even came out and said this game's not delayed. Like this, it's just the trailer, like the announcement of the release date is delayed. There's two very different things.
There was some weird rumor going around on the internet that it was going to get shown on June 29th or June 30th or something. And so when it didn't, they were like, "Oh no! Quick, let's all take our penises out, take photos of them, and send them to all the women."
Yeah.
Wait, but why just the women?
Because the kind of people that get this angry about this are just people that look like us.
It's harsh but true.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really like honestly that whole like it was a couple of days that was happening. Like the two stories were happening at the same time. Like Ron Gilbert was getting attacked because of graphics because people didn't like graphics. Like grow the fuck up, like. And then obviously people were doing those awful things as well. Santa Monica. I'm just like, God, just stop! Like, what the hell? These are just video games. These are just toys. Like, it's great. We love them, but they're just toys. Man. Like, just stop.
This is the industry I'm about to enter, guys. This is like, baby. Give me those fans.
I'm gonna send you dick pics.
Finally.
We got
solicited dick pics are great.
But yeah, it was those two. I don't want to end on two sad.
That's your title, Jonny. That's your title, by the way.
That's
solicited dick pics.
Oh my god, I can't. There's no way. I want to go back to the time we were singing about being horny.
I'm horny. Oh wait, it's different context now.
Yeah.
Whole new context.
Oh
Doesn't feel good to sing that song anymore.
But yeah, those ends the end of the news, at least the recent news. There were obviously more stories, and we probably missed a few things, but we had to catch up on the 14 full. Look, I think it was more like 3 weeks worth of content. So that's all we got.
Hollow Knight Silk Song's coming out in the next 12 months.
Ooh, how do we know that?
Because it was shown at the Xbox showcase, and they said every game shown is coming out in the next 12 months.
Did we talk about the Xbox showcase?
Nope.
I can't remember if we did. That's how long it's been. It's been so long. It's been I feel like Rose from Titanic when she's like, it's been 84 years. That's how old I feel.
I think the Xbox showcase is the best thing that came out of anything Summer Games Fest or Summer Games Fest adjacent. So, folks, we haven't talked about it, but just go and rewatch it.
It was very
the original.
Good.
The one afterwards, if you want some extra stuff on some of the games, it's cool. There's a bit at the end about Stalker 2 actually in the extra one.
Yeah, that
was nice.
That was really cool.
Talking about how they've been getting on in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Really cool video. It's probably isolated and put somewhere else, but definitely check that out. But yeah, you just felt like E3. That Xbox showcase was like, oh damn, this Because let's be honest, that Summer Games Fest kickoff thing. Balls.
It was terrible. They had honestly, they had I think it was 5 space-themed games. It was ridiculous.
7 sci-fi horror shooters.
Yeah. One after another as well. They weren't even spaced. They were spaced out. They weren't. They were all in a row. It was so. Oh, it was
He
bad.
must have known because they would show one sci-fi horror and then Jeff Keighley would go, and now this. And you're like, we
And
just saw
now
this.
the new presentation for a sci-fi space-themed game coming from this studio. That's literally all it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, we did get Last of Us news, I guess, the remake, and
The news that got leaked 3 hours before.
it was pretty. Anyway, let's talk about games we've been playing. I'm going to quickly talk because I completed a couple of games, but actually re-completed a couple of games, so I'm not going to talk about them for too long. I was on holidays and I was like, what kind of sunny, fun game do I want to play? And I played Link's Awakening, and then I got to the end of the game and realized this game isn't sunny and fun. It's very sad. Very, very, very sad ending to that game. When you think about it, it's oh, that's sad. But do you know what? That might be one. We're talking about best looking games on the Switch. That might be up there. It does run a bit bad sometimes. Not all the time though. Just in a few parts.
Handheld,
Yeah, just in a few locations. The swamp noticeably was the big one, but it's not noticeable enough for you to go, oh, I can't play this game. It was once every 10 minutes or so where you just slow down. You're ooh. But great game. I will be honest. I forgot just how hard Zelda games are when you don't know what you're doing, or you've forgotten where something is. You have to look things up. You have to.
Link's Awakening is especially bad for it because it's an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Of how would you know any of that?
Yeah.
The fact that the only way to get through the final dungeon thing is to look at a set of arrows that are in a book in the library in the original town.
Yep.
And it's randomized.
Yep.
So you can't even Google it.
No.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's mad. Can you imagine back in the day, you would have had to have just done that, and you'd have spent 20 hours just trying to find out how to do it.
People didn't value their own time in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's how I was born.
What else did I do? Oh, well, I actually started playing. So that was the main game I played whilst I was away. I did read Jason Schreier's book as well, which is very good. It was quite eye-opening about the video game industry in just.
It's called Control Alt Delete.
Oh, I don't know. It's over there. I can see it right here. Oh, I think Press Reset. I think it's called.
Yeah.
I think it's Press Reset. I think that's what it's called.
Is.
And it was it was one of those weird Blood, Sweat and Pixels was good in a way, not good in a way, but sometimes we'd be crunch is really, really bad, but then we'd talk about a game, they'd be yes, some of the stories were yes, crunch is shit. I personally decided to crunch for my, and you're okay, well, the guy who made Stardew Valley, he was he made it by himself, and he was I wanted to do it, so he's well, okay, no one's, and some of the stories weren't necessarily about full crunch. Some of them we had to crunch for a month. It wasn't as the whole gaming sphere is a shit as what it felt like with Press Reset, where it's basically these awesome games would get made, and then a company just nah, you're closed for no reason. Sometimes just no reason whatsoever. It was genuinely horrifying. And to be fair, most of them were American. I know obviously Jason Schreier is American and he would have an American focus, but most of them were the big studios. EA closed a lot of studios in that book. They closed a lot. But yeah, it was good read. I definitely recommend it. But the game I kind of quickly want to talk about is Returnal, because the new PS Plus thing came out in the UK last week, and I want to see. I took a month of the highest tier to see what it's like. I'm probably going to dip down because there's nothing in the highest tier that I need. I don't need to play any of the old games.
Isn't it mad?
Yeah, nothing.
Isn't it mad? What a weak launch.
The thing is, if I pay for a whole year or for £100, which I think is a whole year for the highest tier, that will cover me for the 3 games that I probably will end up playing on it, which is going to be Returnal, Death Stranding, definitely, and then maybe Demon's Souls. But I've never got on board with the Souls game. This is more of a trial rather than anything else. So if I play those 3 games, complete them, then okay, I've made my money back in a sense. But more would have to be added. As soon as if Ratchet and Clank gets added, for instance, then I'll be completely fine. That's
Oh,
awesome.
such a good game.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
So Returnal, it's a weird one. It might be one of the best looking games I've ever played, and it plays so well. There was no slowdown whatsoever. Like, honest to God, it's one of the best looking and best feeling games. It does feel a bit repetitive sometimes. You have to remind yourself it is it rogue-like, isn't it? That's what it's called. Like
roguelike, yeah.
Yeah. In the sense that like a lot of the areas do repeat, but also it does like mix and match, and sometimes it feels like kind of like Hades, but not as randomized. And sometimes when you haven't beat something for a while and you're just repeating it again, and you're like, okay, I'm getting a bit bored here. So there is that. I do feel like the cusp of that sometimes, but like I'm still enjoying it. I'm still really enjoying it, and it's really challenging but really good. The combat is awesome. It's a really intriguing story. It's creepy as all hell. Like, it's so creepy, but it's great. I definitely recommend people giving it a go. But yeah, I can't really say much more because I've only put like 8 hours in maybe so far. But it's good so far. That's
nice.
Any of you guys want to go?
I have a recommendation for you, Johnny. If you're going to do a Souls game, I wouldn't start with Demon Souls because it's like, I mean, I don't know about the obviously the remake, but I'm guessing if it's based on the original game, it's like the least polished of the games.
Okay.
I would say you'd be best going with like Bloodborne because that's like most
Bloodborne
polished.
is on there. It is on there. I just figured that like Demon Souls got really good reviews, and it is on the PS5.
As I say, I haven't played the PS5 version.
Of course.
But
And
anyway.
it's getting reviews from people who play all the Souls games.
Yeah, that is also the thing. To be honest, a lot of it is just a test to see whether I'd enjoy Elder Scrolls. Not Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring. Elder Scrolls, two very different games.
Yeah. Same game.
Same game. Yeah, same game. Either you two guys want to go? What do you want to chat about?
Yeah, I'll go.
You go, Dev.
So played some Fall Guys recently because it's just gone free to play.
Oh yeah.
And because I bought it yonks ago, got this like season pass and stuff. So dived in, streamed it last week. Had a lot of fun. Played with a couple of friends.
Nice.
Had a lot of fun. It runs better than it ever used to.
Oh wow.
But like it used to chug, and now it only chugs in the sort of the weird cutscene bits where they're like zooming around, getting towards where your character is. As soon as it goes 3, 2, 1, go, I've not really experienced any lag.
Okay.
Whereas someone I was playing with cut out 3 times. So still some inconsistencies, but there's definitely that Epic Games polish in there now, and egregious microtransactions. But is what it is.
Because they weren't Epic Games originally, were they? And then they were they bought by Epic Games?
Yes, they're Mediatonic, and they were bought by Epic, as was Rocket League. So, yeah, I think Epic saw both of those and went, these games should be free to play and not cost $15.99 like they do. Yeah,
they had a point, to be fair. Yeah, it works for them.
It does. But yeah, so really enjoyed playing that, and I will be picking that up again as well. But also today I played the new Cuphead expansion.
Nice.
The Delicious Last Course. And it is absolutely phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Like, the art style, the music, the gameplay, like, all these 3 beautiful things that were so great about Cuphead just slammed into an expansion, and it cost like £6 for the expansion. It's just such a good game. It's so well made and like worth the wait. Instantly worth the wait. Just the music started playing, and I'm like, oh my god, yes. And they've got a new character, Miss Chalice, who has her own bunch of different moves, like a double jump, like an invincible dodge, and a parry thing. Which won't mean anything to anyone who hasn't played it. But my god, Cuphead, like, Johnny, forget Demon Souls.
Just like Cuphead.
Yeah, if you want a game that's hard but rewarding, Cuphead is phenomenal. It's so rewarding, so juicy. And like, I was walking around the world map, and the ladder just falls down from the sky, and I went, definitely going up there. And then it goes from this like 1920s animation to like this huge 3D claymation stop motion thing.
What?
Yeah, and you're talking to this like claymation king guy, and then you go to the missions, and the missions are like back to your 2D 1920s animation. But then you finish the mission, and it goes, you've unlocked the next challenge, and the whole like castle thing that's behind you on this cloud like rotates like really chunkily, and it's just wow, chef's kiss. Beautiful. Already, after playing it for an hour and a half, 2 hours, like it's going to be hard to beat for my game of the year. I know it's an expansion, but it's phenomenal. I can't wait to tuck back in.
I always wish that I could get into that game properly, but like I have no patience, and I died a couple of times. I was like, I don't know how I got through Metroid Dread. I'll be honest.
Cuphead, you need the right loadout. Speak to me, Jonny.
Okay.
Once you get the right loadout, you will. There's a smoke dodge, which basically when you dodge, you're invincible.
Oh, okay.
That completely changes the game.
Right.
And you don't need any of the other accessories. And
just
it's like
smoke dodge.
There's like 3, maybe 4 guns that I've found useful in the main game. It's definitely worth persevering with.
Yeah.
That smoke dodge that should just be the standard.
Okay.
Take out the whole charm system, just have the smoke dodge, and otherwise there's no point playing.
No, because it does look and play and sound just amazing. This is an inspired game, like just the way it looks and sounds, just on its own. It's just whoever's idea that was originally, like chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Also, just a quick shout out: Stranger Things season 4.
Oh yeah,
really good.
Oh really?
Really good.
I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna, but
yeah,
it's pretty solid. I feel like they could have ended it just there, and I would have been like, nice, good work.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna have a season 5, but the season 5 is gonna be the final season.
Yeah, but they've said that since the beginning, I think, or at least since since they got renewed.
Yeah.
No, I stopped watching after season 2. I can't remember why.
Season 2 is ass.
Yeah, I wasn't enjoying season 2 at all.
And season 3 is fine.
Is season 3 okay? Maybe do you reckon I can just pick up on season 3 and I'll not really make a difference? Because Rosie really wants to watch it, and
season 2.
I think I got like 7 episodes through season 2.
7? Isn't it like 8? Isn't that a season?
Maybe like I definitely didn't finish it. I literally got to a point where I was like, I can't be bothered for this. This is not
I would watch maybe the last 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay.
If you want to just like, right, let's move on. The last 1 or 2, that's where all the important stuff's going to happen.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Rosie because Rosie really wants to finish it, and I've kind of stopped that because she wants to watch with me, and I'm like, there's so many other things I want to watch. I want to watch Barry. I want to watch so many things.
Dude, I tell you what, Jonny, why don't you play something while it's on?
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. That's what I used to do all the time. It's like, I'm watching this TV show. I'm watching The Wire, this great TV show, whilst I'm playing Mario Kart. But no, that's a good show.
Need to get through.
Yeah.
Is really good TV.
Yeah, I've heard season 4 is really good. I've heard it's really, really good. But yeah,
that's exactly what I did with the latest season of Stranger Things, and I didn't need to. However, that does segue very nicely into the fact that I've been doing another Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Yes, you have. How's it going?
Fine. Yeah, I'm away from consoles and stuff, so I don't have anything to play.
Except
I'm
for the
Pokemon.
Nintendo DS that you're playing this game on.
Except for my Nintendo DS that I'm playing on.
Yep.
Right, Nintendo. No, it's an emulator. Sorry. I'm playing Pokemon Black. And do you know what? Pokemon Black's really good. I've never played it before, and I've never done a Nuzlocke on a game that I've never played before, which is interesting. It's very stressful because, like, I think I said to you guys, I genuinely have to like go around asking NPCs like what the next gym is going to be. I'm having a lot of fun. I've only wiped out once. I am now onto I'm now grinding for the Elite Four,
nice.
Which is only like halfway through the game. There's loads of game after that. I think.
You inspired me actually, Zach.
Oh really?
Yes, my friend and I are going to do a soul lock, which is you both play it, and if one of your Pokemon dies, the other person has to kill their Pokemon that they found on that route.
Oh wow!
That's a much more wholesome way of doing a Nuzlocke paired challenge than what we did.
Yeah,
you two were brutal. Like, oh my god!
Mean.
Yeah. Well, you were mean.
I was. Yeah.
I had no choice.
Zach, can I ask a question? You said you were on the cusp of potentially getting a Switch when I recently saw you last.
Yes.
Would you play would you play through all of the Pokemon games that have come out on the Switch, all the mainline Pokemon games, or even just Arceus?
I don't know, man. I mean, like, I feel like the Pokemon games up to 5, because I followed the generations by playing the competitive games, so I know like how the mechanics of the battles have changed.
Yeah.
And up to Gen 5, they're basically all positive things. They had like all the glitches were fixed in Gen 2. Gen 3 had abilities and double battles. Gen 4 has the physical special split, so like it's not just like water types or whatever. And then Gen 5 has
Mega? No, that's Gen 6. Mega
No.
Evolutions.
I don't really know. Maybe there's
You've
no
just
major.
played Gen 5.
I'm literally
just
playing it right
played
now.
through Gen
I'm
5.
trying to think through. They've introduced a whole bunch of new.
Is it like sexy Pokemon?
yeah, basically. No, they've introduced a whole bunch of like more interesting moves, like specific moves. And there's a lot of them, which is very cool. But then like you get to 6 and 7 and 8, and they have like more gimmicky stuff. Like Mega Evolutions, I actually quite like, but they can be a bit superficial. And then you have Z moves, which are I just think they're completely superficial. And then the Gigantamax thing, which is like, I don't even really know what the point of it is.
It's better than Z moves.
That's Gen 8.
It
It's
is
better than
better
Z moves, I give you that. It's more fun. But then they had the whole thing where it was like, right, okay, so this is like a little bit of a personal frustration, but they were like, cool, so they're going to have giant Pokemon. And I was like, okay, giant Pokemon, cool. And then they were like, oh, they're not really giant, they're just projections. I was like, it's a fantasy game. Just let them be giant. Why do they... What are you talking about? It's a fantasy game. Why are we trying to spoil it? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. So they did introduce a lot of like time-saving things. So like all your Pokemon will level up as time goes on in the newer games. And that's kind of good. But I also think like if you're playing Pokemon, you're grinding. That's the point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're not into grinding or you're not into JRPGs, don't play Pokemon. It's not for you. Like, go and do the other Pokemon stuff. Pokemon Go is not going anywhere. You can still enjoy the lovable little creatures and not have to do bullshit grinding. Because like I'm the first to say I think that like Pokemon is kind the JRPG like battle model is like inherently boring and flawed. But that does, I quite like that boring and gameplay, so I'm okay with that. So I don't know, probably not. I feel like if they were reviewed more favorably and people were happier with like the animations and the fact that like obviously all the Pokemon have been cut from the newer games, maybe I might be inclined. But I think overall, like, I only really wanted to play Gen 5 because I feel like the core gameplay is improved from the ones before that, and I think without that I don't really care enough.
I've heard the storyline for Black and White is like one of the best in the franchise.
It's very story heavy, which I think makes sense given that it was like 2011, games were starting to have more plot and stuff. It does mean that you have a lot of like roadblocks where people are just like doing like, it's a lot of like, here's all this plot, and I'm like, I don't really care about the plot that much. Like, it's nice that there's like some characters. That's quite fun. You've got like 2 friendly rivals who are just kind of like your buds, and I like that. But then they have all this like psychobabble about like, oh, the ancient dragons that live in the mountains. I don't fucking like. I feel like that was really fun with Mew and Mewtwo and the legendary birds, because it was like, if you want to enjoy the plot of those things, you can find it, but no one's gonna tell you have to care. You can just enjoy being in a world full of colorful, fun little animals. Anyway, I've gone on a big rant.
Zach's Poke rant.
Yeah, seriously, it's
Right,
Pokemon. A Pokemon podcast.
It is funny. It is funny though, because like I know how much, like I love how much you love Pokemon, but also how much you love bitching about Pokemon. It's really funny.
I love it. It's great because I get to like see what you guys see when you start talking about FIFA.
No, it's weird because like I'm always really happy when like new Pokemon games comes out. Like particularly, I know Dav loves them, and I'm always like, yay! I don't think I'll ever play one again. It's really weird because I'd love to be able to be still in it, but I don't think I can bring myself.
It takes too long, man. It's
the big games, the big games.
I mean, I've been playing this one Nuzlocke for fucking ages, dude. Like, pretty well since I last saw you guys. Like since I was last on the show, which was like a fucking month ago or something.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah.
All right, then let's wrap it up there. Let's wrap it up there. It's been quite an episode. We've had lots of fun things. Yeah, Dev, did you want to rate someone, or should we just call it a night?
Let's have a look. Yeah, let's rate someone.
Okay, whilst Dav's rating, I'll say the goodbyes. Thank you, everyone. It's been lovely to be back. We're 2 episodes away from our 100th episode. I should say our 100th episode is in 2 episodes. The next one's 99 is what I'm trying to say, and the one after that is 100. We might do something fun. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We haven't really talked about it that much. Maybe we'll have a chat about it this week. We'll try and do something fun, or maybe we'll revisit stuff. Maybe I'll listen to a couple of podcasts and be like, "Who said this and who said that?" I don't know. Maybe we'll do something like that. I don't know. That could take a while. I think a lot of nonsense will be said by me, to be completely honest. Who is being a dick? It's me again.
Always.
Yeah.
Heads up, folks. We're rating a fellow Welshie who's playing Resident Evil 2.
Oh, awesome. All right, then. We'll say goodbye. Thanks, everyone. That is episode 98. We'll see you next week. Bye!
Tatty bye!